What's up, everybody? Come on, put your hands together. We are here. We are here. It is, Megan, day 5 of 28 days live in a row.
Cinco.
And hey, it's 10:05. It's 10:05 right now, which means we're like an hour ahead of where we were last time.
We're ahead of schedule.
We're killing it, man. The last couple of nights have been like, well, last night was earlier.
Last night we did earlier, but the two nights prior
before
to
that,
it was like 11 o'clock.
Yeah. So let me introduce you, friends. This was a neighbor that became a family friend.
Yep.
And this is Maurice. Give it up for Maurice, everybody. Come on. All you people out there. Let's see how many people there are at 10 o'clock at night. 0 right now.
Fantastic.
Oh, man, we're killing it.
Yeah.
Look at that. The masses are being reached. All right. No, this is Maurice, and Maurice is a football coach. That's how you properly say it.
Yes.
Say it.
Football.
How do you say it?
That was really good. just like that.
Foos.
Football.
Foosball.
I was really good at foosball. You know, like the one where you play like that in college. Oh my gosh! And then I broke my arm. No, I didn't break. Well, yes, I kind of broke it. I had wrist surgery. This was before you came along.
Oh.
I had wrist surgery from a snowboarding accident.
Before Megan.
BM. Yeah, that's how I separate my life. BM and
Not to be confused with
wait,
the other
what would
BM.
it be? Before, after? Who's the other BM? What? Okay,
Never
I don't
mind.
know. Anyways, I was really good at foosball. Like, I would smoke people, and then I had wrist surgery because I had a snowboarding accident, and I was doing. No, I wasn't. It wasn't even a cool story, so I'm not even gonna try. But I shattered my wrist, had surgery, and then I was smoking people with one hand in foosball.
So are you like intense with it? Like,
Yeah. No, you can't do that. That's illegal.
oh.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that, but you have to be able to do that like by snapping your wrist.
Oh.
Anyways,
I
I don't
don't
know
think I've
how
ever,
in the world did we just. Have you ever played foosball?
Yeah, I had a table when I was younger in our basement.
Are you good?
I mean, I'm okay.
Yeah, I bet she's. Yeah, I bet she smoked everybody.
She's
I
modest.
I
bet
never
she's,
realized
like,
how
Okay,
legit.
what
risky it was.
you did it, or did you do the spin? Because that's not
don't
how you really
remember.
play. You have to be able to like.
So you have to keep your hands on the handle.
Yes, you can't spin it like that. That's how. Yeah.
Guess we have different rules up north.
Yeah, in your country. Maurice is from Canada, guys. So, which, by the way, just so this last week, we have found out that there are so many things that are available in Canada that are not available in America.
Listen.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about this because this makes no sense to me.
Okay. So, like, the first thing I was just insanely
Mind blown.
Wait, but
Okay.
first, sorry, you said something. I don't want to cut you off.
What?
But you said this doesn't make sense to me. So why does that make sense
That
to
this
me
stuff
that-
is not available in America.
Because America just should have all the things?
No.
Oh.
We should be able, maybe it's a sign of our pride
Yes.
that we won't learn from other countries.
Is
Exactly.
it pride or entitlement that, like, this is America?
It's not entitlement.
Okay.
I'm not entitled.
I know you're not, but
America-
you talked about America and this very, like, this should be in America.
Well,
It should be.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
tell them what it is.
It should be
Tell
here
them what it
because
is.
It's just like a basic
Yes.
thing that's so okay. So
Okay.
you know, like
And if you're like live with us or you're watching the replay, listen,
yeah,
I want you in the comments because this is going to blow your mind.
yeah.
Sick.
Okay. So if
I've
you,
really built this up. It's
if
probably
you-
not going to blow anybody's mind.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, that's it?
if
When
you
I'm
have
challenging you because I know we can do this.
Yeah.
I know
No.
so if you have an electric stove, you know how you have like the coils, and then you have the little burner trays that
Yes.
inevitably get disgusting. You spill something while you're
Yeah.
cooking, and then you forget to wipe it up, and then you cook again,
Yeah.
and then it burns on there, and it's just like this disgusting
And it
thing.
smells.
Yeah, and it smells, and it's just dirty and gross. Okay,
Like smells when it burns, not like rotten
right,
stuff in
right,
your.
right.
Anyways.
Unless you're just impeccably clean and like wipe it after every use, which
Or if you
who
don't
does
have
that?
kids, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Anytime our kids cook eggs, disaster.
yeah, it happened this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are these liners. They're like aluminum liners that Betty Crocker. That's why I'm
Betty
floored,
Crocker.
Because they're
Is
Betty.
that American?
Yes,
Oh,
Betty
they're
Crocker
Betty
is super
Crocker.
American, I think.
liners,
look that
like
up.
an
Somebody's gonna
aluminum
fact check us.
liner that you stick in there, and that it's supposed to catch everything that like drops down in the burner tray.
But so at our dollar store,
At the
like
dollar
there's a whole
store.
line of Betty Crocker products.
What?
Like from cooking
That's-
utensils to those liners, like Tupperwares. Like Betty Crocker is a rock star at the Canadian dollar store.
Maybe she's Canadian.
Maybe Betty Crocker's from Canada.
She might be.
Like maybe it's a Canadian company.
I'm
and
look-
they're like,
I'm literally
we'll
looking
throw
right
you.
now.
We'll throw you Americans like a few bones
Yeah,
here. Like you can
like,
have our cake mixes, but
you
you can't have
idiots,
our
here you go.
pan liners.
It doesn't say. No, it's General Mills. General Mills is American.
So
Betty
Betty-
Crocker is General Mills. General Mills is American.
Okay.
So
Well,
they're
but
just
yeah.
holding out on us.
So,
So really, it's General Mills is the problem.
Yep.
yeah.
That's,
Interesting.
That's
What
messed up.
else? What else?
What else was there? Oh, nail. Some nail machine.
Nail machine.
Nail. I mean,
What's
look,
a nail
I'm busted. I am busted, and I need a new nail machine. And
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh my gosh, I have this machine. It's amazing. It's like gel nails. It's like crystal gel on your nail. Looks so nice, like diamond in the sky."
Maurice, what just happened?
That was really cool.
That was really
You know Angela
good.
Johnson or
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
She's a
Gosh.
comedian, right?
That's not your nail. That's your finger. It do like this.
Oh, you had no boyfriend?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
girl?
her.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. But anyway,
Here, Megan. Oh, wait. That was the laugh. No, not that one. Oh, there you go. All right. Now you're funny.
thank you.
Now you're funny.
Yeah.
Okay. You're still laughing. That's how funny you are. It's still a little bit
The
funny.
girl in the back.
Yeah, she just got it. She just got it. Oh, I get it. Oh, whoops. I thought it was over. All right. So, yeah, there was these things in Canada that were just insane that America doesn't
So-
have these things.
So Maurice is going to send a care package
Yeah.
Yes.
with all the things.
Yes, for sure. So, Maurice is a football coach.
Football. That's how
Football.
we got on all of this.
How did we get
Football.
from football to foosball to Betty Crocker?
It's just the nature of the conversation.
The joys of being live, right? Hey, if you are joining us, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Aubrey. This is Megan. We have special guest Maurice with us tonight. And this is day 5 of 28 days live. We're going live for 28 days. Who knows what we're going to talk about? Last night got super deep.
It did.
Like, woo, like super deep.
We thought we were going to be fast, like
Yeah.
10 minutes.
I was
and it
like-
turned into 50.
And what's funny is we're tired. Let's just make this one fast. And it was like 50 minutes and it
Yeah.
was awesome. So that was great. So, okay, Maurice, I have a few questions for you.
Go ahead.
Here's an easy one. Okay. Make sure you talk in your mic real good there because I want to hear this. All
Eat
right.
the mic.
Eat the mic.
It's like just so close.
I know it feels weird. It's weird to hear your voice and people don't realize that, but like you have these headphones on, I have this thing in, and it's weird to hear your voice, but it's how we hear each other. Okay, so I'll start with this one. What is one of your biggest pet peeves?
Oh my God, it's people at the grocery store when they don't put their card back.
Oh.
Because for me, that is like pure like character and just doing the right thing, even
Yes.
though it's not convenient.
Yes.
And respecting other people and, you know, being in sports, like you don't do things halfway, and people who just leave their card there is just so, you know, it's.
Wow.
I'm looking for the right English word right now, but it's just.
Say it in French.
Ils prennent pas le respect de penser aux autres.
That's
Yeah,
exactly what
exactly.
I was thinking.
So they just don't think, you know, they like disregard what other people's experience will be
They're
like.
more
when-
important than
Yeah.
anybody else, so they shouldn't have to put their card away.
Exactly.
So-
Or like what's gonna happen? How your card's gonna go to my car?
We're like,
Yeah.
what if I marry this guy and he doesn't put his card away?
I mean, I feel like that would be a red flag for
Yes.
deeper behavior before you get married.
Wow. That was deep.
That was deep.
That was good, Maurice.
Deep.
No, what's funny is I did my pet peeves the other day, and one of them was when people throw trash out the window. And I literally was like, if you were trying to get a job with me or you worked for me, I would fire you immediately because if you're going to treat your stuff like that, you're going to treat my stuff like that, and that's not what I'm looking for. So yeah. So if you would like to ever play sports at a high level, or you would ever like to have a job,
Or get married.
Or get married. Do not throw trash out the window, and do not put your cart in halfway, dang it. Or the worst, people who, did you say leave your cart?
Well,
That's
you
worse.
just mentioned a good point. Like when it's halfway in, it's
Yeah.
like you're so close. Like
Yes.
you might as well just like do it right. Because
Exactly.
you don't have time to do it right.
Or the
second
people who
time.
put it next to the thing.
See, I'm
You're
the,
like, bro.
I'm the person that like whenever I
Uh-oh,
push it
your
in-
mom's on. What about people who
Mom.
put
Oh,
other
hi,
people?
Mom.
Donna,
Hi.
she said, what about people who put other people's carts back and then push them all together? That's
That's what I was
Yes.
gonna say.
that's
I,
marriage material.
Yes.
I was gonna say I'm the person who, when all of them are like separate in the stall where you put them back, but they're not pushed together, I'm like, oh nope, we're all going in. And
That's
I push them-
rare,
I
right
push them
here.
all in.
And a little OCD, but
Yeah.
that's a great point. Donna, you're so positive. Gosh, look at us, like complaining about people. And she's like, what about the good people out there?
Positive, encouraging D-Love.
Always
Instead
assume
of
the
Kayla.
best.
Oh, yes.
Because she's Donna Love.
That's a great point, Donna. Okay, so that's a good one. What's another one? Do you have another one?
Of pet
Like a
peeves?
pet peeve. What about people's
listen.
dogs who bark at other people's dogs?
No, that's not a pet peeve.
Our dogs don't get along. Well, one of our dogs. So we got a new dog. The new dog's fine.
Yeah, Coda is so awesome.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Buddy is like, he's not having it.
Buddy's in rare form right now.
And it's really making me mad.
Yeah, it's
Like-
frustrating.
Like, you're so dumb.
The relationship between Aubrey and Buddy is at an all-time low. Would you say that's accurate?
Well, he like,
It's on the
he
fringe.
never acts like that, ever.
But he never has other dogs around.
2 and 2
And
days.
so to tell, like, Buddy is our first dog. We got him during COVID.
Yeah.
Say why. Say why you got other dogs after him. I'm just getting ahead.
Why we got a dog like now?
Yeah.
A second one?
Yeah, because
So
you
Buddy-
felt Buddy was.
So we thought Buddy was lonely.
Oh,
He
yeah.
just
We're
wasn't,
like,
moving around very like he was just lazy and not doing a whole lot. And so we're like, oh, Buddy's lonely. He needs a friend.
and then more dogs come around. Zeus, her dog, comes and hangs out, and he's
Well,
like,
So to be fair,
it's a lot.
Yesterday before 4 p.m.,
Yes.
Buddy was an only dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Child.
He was an only child.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
At
Just
4:30,
look at my palm tree when I think
he
about
was
it.
then a brother.
Makes me happy.
Okay. And then today, he's got an extra friend here. And so it's
That's
like
true.
he goes from being the only to like being one of 3.
And Zeus is like the friends that he didn't invite over. but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Showed up
Yeah.
anyway.
No, Zeus is like, this is awesome.
Zeus is like, there's a yard and there's dogs and this is the best thing ever. And I've got a stick.
And the new dog's doing great.
And
He
the
just
new
kind of
dog
sides with whoever's like winning. That's kind of what he does.
Buddy
He's
barks
like,
and so he barks.
yeah, he's like, whoa, what are we barking at? He's like Brick in that show, Anchorman.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
they
yeah,
get
yeah.
why are we yelling? that's definitely Coda.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, Megan, do you have a pet peeve?
Do you want a new one? We've already done mine.
Do you have another one? I'm sure you have something with the kids when it comes to cleaning. Are you a clean freak?
I mean,
She's very organized.
I would say.
But that's not clean freak. Okay, let
I
me
wouldn't call it a freak, but I like when it's clean.
let me clarify the question. Does your mood change when it's time to start cleaning?
That's a good question. I feel like I do a good job, like, because I live on my own. So
Yeah.
to clean, like.
I mean, it's just her. She's just got to. I mean,
and
there's
Zeus,
nobody
so I
else.
just have to vacuum more.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I think my mom would say that I need to wash my shower more often.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't
I
like
hate
doing.
washing showers.
Yeah. It's like it should be clean because you wash yourself.
But it's
in it.
super satisfying. Like,
Washing
this
the
sounds
shower?
super weird, but like toilet, shower is like so satisfying because it's instant results.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I just
Like
Share
I
the
don't
same.
see it.
a toilet? I'm sorry, but a toilet, I know it's disgusting, but you're like, dang, I just did that. No?
No,
No.
I'm totally
I
that
just don't
way.
like cleaning them. I had to clean.
But your mood changes. Like the kids and I know when it's time to clean. We're like, uh-oh, time to clean. And here's the thing that Megan does, though, that's hilarious, is like she works herself up about cleaning before she ever tells us that it's time to clean.
Okay.
So we're like, oh, okay, we're about to have to clean. She's like been doing it in her head for an hour before.
So
and
what are the cues?
nobody's helping, so then I'm slamming laundry baskets.
We're like
down
we're
and-
like watching a movie, and she's like, we hear a bang, and we're like, what is going on, guys? Why is anybody helping? Oh, because we were watching a movie. Like you were watching it with us a few minutes ago.
Oh.
Donna says she gets it from her mom. Your mama taught you well. Aww.
That was about the shopping carts.
Donna, you are a wonderful woman, and you raised some wonderful women.
Love you, Mom.
Thanks.
I love you, Donna. How do you call that in English? What I used to move?
Oh, the dolly.
The dolly was amazing.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and I really appreciate you.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right. So let me ask you this one, because I gave you a heads up on this one, but I don't think a lot of people are going to know this answer, so we may have to explain it.
Yeah.
But if you could have coffee with any historical or present figure, who would it be?
It would be Pep Guardiola.
Okay.
He is the current head coach of Man City
Man City Blues.
Oh.
in the English Premier League.
So Megan, he's like considered like the brilliant mind of.
He's like Einstein of
Yeah.
soccer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he needs to figure it out right now because they lost to Tottenham 1-0 today.
But I will stop you right there, though. He's like the Einstein of soccer, but what makes him brilliant is, in my opinion, is not only what he knows, but it's how he delivers it, and then how he and his player trust each other.
Yeah, they need to trust each other more.
It won't always be perfect. You can't
no,
judge him like
they've
that.
had
The
it-
life of a coach.
No,
Right.
but they've had a tough stretch. They have.
After winning 4 seasons in a row.
Yeah, I know, but still. I think what makes it hard is you have Holland, who's like leading the EPL in goals. It's just so like hit or miss. Or like they played, was that 2 weeks ago? They were down like 2-0 and ended up winning like 4-2. They scored all 4 goals in the second half. It's just crazy. It's just like terrible and then really good. I think that's what frustrates a casual fan is you see how good they can really be
But as
at times.
But as a coach, what's frustrating when I hear that
Yes. I want to hear it. I love it.
is that
This is the table, Maurice. We
know.
challenge each
Tabletop.
other.
I
We
know.
challenge each other.
Oh, I'm challenging. Here.
Yes.
Real hard. I think as a coach, what's frustrating is that your job as coaches and players is to make it look easy. So people are like, oh, well, they can be so good and it can be so easy.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't happen like this. There's so many variables that goes into it.
Yeah.
And they're also human that won't be 10 out of 10 every single time.
Yeah.
That, the fact that people get upset or people are disappointed because it's not 4-0 after minute 2.
Yeah. Minute 2.
so-
That'd
no,
be
but-
really good.
No, but sometimes it takes them being down 2-0 to be able to,
Wake them up.
to come together and then find your game. They may still find challenges along the way. Like the other team is still scouting them, so
Yeah.
they may need more time to get in the game. They may need to get in a flow.
Yeah.
Again, going back to Pep, you may make an adjustment at halftime that helps the team be successful. But
Yeah.
it's like there's so many variables that comes into play
Yeah.
that it's not as easy as like, oh, here's all these good players that can be good together. Like
Yeah.
they should make it happen every single time. Like the human mind is complex and
Yes.
there's a lot that goes into it.
Well, that's an interesting thing like I've learned from you because you're a high-level coach. Like you forget that these high-level athletes are just people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who like have a bad day. Who like I was thinking about like who have a headache and have to go play a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody thinks of that. Like, oh my God, I've got a pounding headache and I have to go play this big game.
And Alan is too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been something that you have really taught me is like, oh my gosh, they're humans.
Yeah. I think the craziest thing was we went to an OU soccer game one time and stayed after to get, autographs from the players and all of that. And we're walking out, and like some of the players are walking out in front of us, and they just like 3 of them pile in a car together, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta go study."
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, they're like students.
Oh yeah, those are
Like,
kids.
They're kids. Like they're
Yeah.
18 years old, and they, they're just normal.
Just good at soccer.
They're just good at soccer.
That's interesting. Okay, so, okay, here's the last question, and then we can get deep if we want to. If we don't want to, we don't have to. What song are you really digging right now?
Oh my God, that's a good question.
Do you listen to like American music or like French music?
Both. It's funny. A lot of people ask me that question.
Well, French music is very different than American.
It really is different.
Yeah.
But I listen to a lot of American music as well. But we
Okay.
have like Quebec music too.
So there's like a subculture of it, like
Yes, because like our French is different than French French. So it's like for example, if you guys would only listen to music from the UK,
yes,
then it would feel different, right?
Yeah.
You hear
Right.
it differently than
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
American singer, for example.
yeah,
So it's a little bit the same.
okay,
For example, Celine Dion,
yes.
she's from Quebec.
Who's
I was
that?
gonna ask.
Who's Celine Dion?
I was gonna ask you if you shut up. I was gonna ask you if you're a
She's like,
Celine Dion fan.
she looked at you like, is he serious?
What's wrong with you?
Never
So,
heard of her.
She's from like 5 minutes from where I'm from. Like
Yeah.
she didn't speak English. She
Really?
Yeah.
She's so talented.
But if you
Yeah.
hear her talk, you can hear that. You
Yes.
can hear her accent
Yeah.
for sure.
But so American music, I would say right now I love Cold Heart. It's not a new song, but the remix with Elton John and can't remember who it is.
Cold Heart.
Yeah, from
Is it an Elton John song?
Yeah, but it's a remix.
Hmm.
You guys don't know what it is?
Never
Is
heard
it
of
like a
I may have. I
like,
don't know.
you probably does. The
Like
remix
a-
is like a house music,
like electronic music?
You like
Yeah.
electronic music.
I do.
I like
Yes.
that. We're big. Electronic music is my favorite kind of music.
Yeah, we listen to a lot of BPM
Yes.
in our house.
BPM. Like even right now, this is chill step playlist.
Chill step.
It's not like, drops and
But it's good ambiance.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Miami did that for me.
Yes.
Okay, I have
East
a question.
Coast.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Very important.
If you guys have a question, let us know. I can't promise that we'll answer it, but
Ronaldo or Messi?
ooh.
See, I feel like I'm neither or. Like they're both good players in their own way, and I respect both of them.
That's a good answer.
I think I was really happy that Messi won the World Cup. I
Yes.
think he just what is impressive about Messi is that he is just good like year after year in different teams for different clubs, and he can change the game on his own.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo, he's good in a different way. I think Ronaldo maybe needs some more people around him to change a game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like he did some unbelievable things. I just think they're different types of players that fits differently into a team. And, I know that Ronaldo sometimes gets a bad rep because of maybe how demanding he may be or,
Or the way he left Man United.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think there's always, I'm not siding with either or. There's just always two sides to a story.
Yeah.
There's always, I think what makes Ronaldo successful is what maybe sometimes people don't like about him in terms of like him being strict, demanding, like him wanting things done a certain way, him being confident, like that's what makes him him.
Yeah.
And then Messi is just has this inner confidence that maybe he doesn't project in the same way, but I don't know. I think
If you were starting a team and you had your first player was one of those two.
Messi.
Yeah.
I think he looks more of a team player. Not that Ronaldo isn't. I think.
Well, the way he
Ronaldo-
distributes the ball is game changing, and he
Yeah.
can score.
Yes. However, you would need he distributes, but then you would need someone who finishes.
That's true.
But still, it wouldn't be Messi. I think he can do more of the holistic work. if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
At this point, too, he's better right now. Who's your favorite player?
It changes a lot. Growing up, it was Iker Casillas, the goalkeeper, the Spain goalkeeper.
Yeah. So
he retired.
Maurice was a goalkeeper in college, and
Yeah.
beyond.
Yeah.
And beyond.
And beyond.
So I really liked him just because of his style. He was a shorter goalkeeper, moved well, and just a good leader.
You remember Campos?
Yeah.
He was little.
Yeah.
He was a monster.
Athleticism, good feet.
I need to show Hadley Campos.
Yeah.
He was a beast. Anyway, sorry.
I don't know. Right now, I would say it's just so many options.
And new options. Like, it's like a new generation of, like, players.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
He's not my favorite player, but somebody that has recently been up on the list, and I'm like, I think it's is it the young guy on the Argentina team that got the Young Player Award? Is it Alvarez or
Alvarez?
I'm not sure if that's who it is. Anyway, I should know his name, but
There's,
mine is tired right now. He got the best young player at the World Cup.
Yes.
He was the other forward on the Argentinian team.
Yes.
He like scored in the World Cup, and it was like a
Yes.
huge deal.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that.
God, what was his name?
I don't remember.
But
Not Silva. De Silva's
Yeah,
the
not
older
him.
guy.
But what I like about him is that he just, obviously Messi was the center stage of that team, but
Yeah.
nobody on that team was, same with Di Maria. I love Di Maria.
Yeah.
And nobody on that team was upset that a lot of the news were about Messi. Like they were.
That's who I was thinking about, Di Maria.
Yeah, I love him a lot.
Not De
but,
Silva.
So, it's everybody on that team knew that Messi obviously was making the pages of,
Yeah.
papers and whatnot. But then at the end of the
Enzo
day,
Fernandez.
yes.
Is that him?
Yes. Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah.
Alvarez. I wasn't that far. That's another guy. But yeah, Enzo Fernandez. Yep. But what I would say is all these players, they just played for the badge and they just played for each other. Like they didn't care who was the one who scored, who was the popular one. Like I think that's what made them so successful.
That's good. Megan, do you have a favorite player? My favorite player is De Bruyne. He's always been my favorite player. And he's not like a star.
No, he's good. He's a star.
He's really good. But he's just so good at what he does. Like really good.
I can't say that.
Like he can kick the ball in a very specific point. Cross it, pass it, anything. Like it's pretty unbelievable.
My favorite player is David Beckham.
Of course it is.
Why?
Yeah, we know why.
Just really good.
We know why.
Just really good.
The same reason that Thor's her favorite movie.
Or Magic Mike.
Magic Mike.
I've never seen that movie. Never seen it.
Not with me there anyways.
No, I haven't like grown up watching soccer, so I don't.
I know who your favorite player is.
Who?
Whoa.
Hart Sanchez.
Oh, good one.
Yep.
Yes, Hart
And
Sanchez.
Hadley.
Yep.
So
Those are my
here's
favorite.
here's our marketing strategy for Hart. If he's good, it turns out, he's a good player, but
Yeah.
like
I'm endorsing it. He's
okay,
a good player.
okay. So Hart, Hart,
Yep.
but heart attack,
Heart attack.
right?
Yes.
Right, especially if he's like a striker.
Yep.
Heart attack.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
With shirts, everything. That'll be
Yes.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Baller.
He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Proud of him. Oh, somebody just gave a heart for heart attack.
Heart attack.
Let's go. Hey, say hi if you're in the comments. You guys are quiet tonight. I know we don't have as many tonight, but
Oh,
say hi.
Christian Timmons.
Christian Timmons in the house.
Matt Van Wyck.
What's up?
I worked with Matt at Valiance
V-Bank.
and realized not too long ago I was saying his last name wrong the entire time.
That's embarrassing.
Yep.
Speaking of embarrassing, today I took Hart to a training session, and one of the coaches walks up to me and starts speaking to me in Spanish. And, in the soccer world, that was actually kind of a compliment that he thought like, oh, yeah, like this Mexican.
He's one of ours.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Well, I had to stop him because I'm like, I don't speak Spanish. And he's like, oh. Like, thanks, bud.
One of those.
Yes. Okay. Here's a question I want to ask you.
Go ahead.
And if you don't want to go there, you don't have to.
Oh.
But an interesting thing is, like, because you deal with players that aren't like, you know, we're not talking about like 30-year-olds and stuff. You deal with younger players. You know, what is one thing that you've learned when it comes to dealing or leading that generation? Because it's so different than, like, I'm 40, how old am I? 41? I always say it wrong, and she's like, no, that's not right. 41 or 42. And it's so different now, not just the game itself,
You're
but
41.
yeah,
You will be 42.
but all the things. Everything's so different. What's Zeus doing?
Yeah, he did.
He's like, can I get up in this, guys?
Got a question?
Somebody need backup? He's going to
Oh.
eat their food.
He might just be thirsty.
Have a
Aw.
drink. Do you need to do something? You can.
He's just checking it out.
We have a dog friend over here in a foreign house. He's like, what's
He
happening?
would be famous.
Yeah, he would.
Zeus.
We can show Zeus. Hang on. Oh, I'll do it later. Okay.
So what I was
Like,
saying,
what's one big thing?
Yeah, I think I shared that with Megan or with you. I can't remember, but this generation right now, one, you know, it's awesome because they're demanding better leaders.
Yeah.
You know, gone are the days where they're just gonna do something because they're told so. And I think that, you know, while sometimes it feels like they're entitled, for example, like, I think it's awesome because they're just demanding better, as we all should, right?
Yeah.
And then I think as a leader, it's our responsibility to show them, because at the end of the day, we're all a little bit entitled, right? Like when
Yeah.
the light comes on, we expect it to come on, right?
Yeah.
When we
Right.
turn the switch, we expect the light to come on. But
Yeah.
then as we grow up, right, we understand that we need to pay the bills, so the light will come on.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay for them to demand better, but then it's showing them that there's the work, right?
Yeah.
And there's actions that needs to be done in order to get certain expectation, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. But the second thing is that they're the first generation that have always had access to information. They've never needed us as adults
Yeah.
to obtain information. So
They have everything right here
exactly.
in their fingertips.
Yeah. So as a coach, it's like you feel like you have, you know, this awesome bit of gold information to give them. But they're like, no, I can have information everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need your training session. I can go on Instagram and watch my favorite photos. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I can go on YouTube and look up, like, you know, best training session ever.
Yeah.
So I think
Pep's
with-
training sessions.
exactly, right? And who knows if they're really best training
Yeah.
session or not. But that's why marketing exists, right?
Yes.
Anyway, and in the rabbit hole. But I think for us, it's how can we find ways to get them just more involved in the process. So it's not moving against them, but it's moving along them, moving
Yeah.
with them. So as a coach, it's like, okay, let me help you. You have this information. Let me help you, one, with the context.
Yeah.
Let me help you, you know, how to use it. But then most importantly, it's all about asking them how they feel. It's asking them feedback. It's asking them.
You hear the dog barking? You need to
Yeah.
go check it? Are you worried? It's Buddy.
No,
Well,
I
where's
think
Zeus?
Zeus is back by the.
Oh, he's fine.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Again, we told you in the beginning, my dog is not being nice. So we locked him in a room.
He's embarrassing
down.
right now.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed. So that's so good on so many levels, because there'll be people that watch this that are parents, you know, and there'll be people that I think there's so many leaders, especially like leaders my age or boomers, you know, the generation before me, that they're frustrated by the young people. And your perspective is so awesome, because you're saying actually what they're demanding is good, but you're also accepting the responsibility of leading them with the responsibility piece, you know? And I think a lot of leaders push off. They push away because they get frustrated because it's not the way they did things, you know, or they stop it. Well, they're just so entitled, you know? And it's like, well, maybe it's
We're entitled to.
yeah, but maybe they're demanding something that you didn't. You know, so what you're saying, it goes across all spheres of influence. You know, you see this in church. Like, you used to just believe something because the pastor said it. Like, that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and if you live your life that way, you don't really know what you believe. You just believe what you heard. Doesn't mean you believe it.
Well, and I think that's like, that can create insecurity as a leader because, you know, you're asking them how they feel. You're asking them, you know, do you think we should do things a different way? They're challenging you, right? So you need to be secure enough within who you are and within yourself to not need all the answers, you know? And you not knowing doesn't mean that you're not a good leader. And I think that actually can build trust and it can build a relationship. But then it's also being open-minded to the fact that, hey, they may ask me something and that may lead to uncertainty. Yeah. And a lot of the time, uncertainty brings fear, and it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
Right.
So, hey, even though I may ask them a question or, hey, did you like what we did or what do you think? And by me asking instead of telling, then it brings a certain level of uncertainty because I don't know what they're going to answer. I don't know what's going to come out of their mouth.
Well, and then what happens if you don't do it?
Well,
because that's why most leaders,
a lot of respect, right?
That's where a lot of leaders are scared of it. Because we try to,
uncertainty brings fear.
Yeah. And they try to, well, if I ask somebody their opinion and I don't do their opinion, then I've lost my authority.
But now here's what's important, though. There has to be this clarification of me asking your opinion doesn't mean you get to decide.
Yes.
Right? Like, as a leader, you still have...
How do you do that?
It's just communicating, right?
Yeah.
It's like, as voters, right? We get to vote, but we don't get necessarily the final decision.
Right.
Yes.
So it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
You're giving me your opinion, but you're trusting me to take everybody's opinion and make the best information with it. But I think that's where, like, you have to be genuine as a leader to truly listen for opinion. Because here's the thing with this generation, they smell it all.
Yeah.
They see right through it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be genuinely interested in hearing them.
Yeah.
And if it makes sense, finding the answers.
Yeah.
Right? And I think with that being said, it's also finding the positive qualities that this next generation have.
Oh, which is a ton.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are talented. They're smart.
Yes.
Sometimes lack common sense, but they're very smart.
But
to
that rep,
like I say, there's more. They have more potential, like in a pinky, than I have in my whole body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
yeah. But to that, right? There's two things. Well, let me finish on that last point. So, as leaders, we have to be resourceful in terms of, like, how can we learn to do ways in a different way that we've been taught to do it, for example, that we've experienced. So going back as a coach, like, I was told what to do and I did it.
Yeah.
So I don't have, like, the reps of how to coach, how I've been coached the way I want to coach now.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it makes tons of sense.
So it's like, sorry, is he eating or drinking?
He's drinking
Okay.
water. Water. The dog is not drinking. Well, that dog's had a tough day.
He's had a great day. He's like,
It's about to get better.
but so you have to find other resources, whether those are mentors or questions that you ask, to find ways to learn how to lead in new ways that maybe that's not how I've been led or that's not how I've been coached before.
Okay, can I ask you a question before you move on
Yeah.
about that? So I've experienced, like, let's say in the pastor's world, okay? I'm clearly a different breed of pastor than most pastors.
Yeah, I had no idea you were a pastor.
Yeah, which is a compliment to me, by the
You're
way.
welcome.
But I will tell you this, and I'm going to tie this around back to soccer, but the way doing things differently is not widely accepted in the world of church.
With what population?
Because you've done things a certain, well, the young people love it, you know, but doing things different because they want it different. But, you know, like, I know in coaching, there's still got to be some kind of old guard, you know what I mean? So how do you navigate that? Or have you experienced much pushback like that? You know what I mean by old guard? Like the old way of doing things? Or is in the soccer world, is everybody pretty much open to, like, we have to change?
No, I think that's, I mean, and I think that's life. Like, people do it differently, and that's okay. And I'm a big believer of, like, it's a game of opinion.
Well, that's not normal.
It's not like
It's not normal
your
to
way on the
think that
highway.
way. It's not normal to think that way.
That's how I've learned to think, and that's how my mentors taught me to think. And it's a game of opinion, and there's a lot of ways to do things.
Yeah.
And certain way may work better with certain population or with certain teams, and it's about knowing the people you're working with.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the game's always evolving.
Yeah.
So you have to evolve with it. You have to find a way to stay ahead. But then on the flip side, there's things that have worked and that may continue to work. So it's like, how do you adapt those things? But I really don't think there's one way to do things. I think there's a lot of ways.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is brilliant. I wish more people thought like that.
Yeah.
Especially in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's kind of like, this is the way we do things, you know.
Yeah.
Wow. I told you it can get deep pretty easy, didn't I? She's like, what are we going to talk about? I was like, I don't know. Something will come up. But, well, what time is it? Oh, my gosh, it's 10:45. Okay, here we go. We've got a few comments, and then we'll wrap it up. Christian says, she is right on point. I love that explanation. I think that was at the point where you were explaining leading
the younger
next generation.
Yeah.
In the softball world, we do a good mix between old ways and enhancing them in a different way. Kids are resilient and adapt. And I honestly think, I mean, this is biblical, that when the Bible talks about like God's move, like the move of God, it talks about the hearts of the fathers turn to the young and the hearts of the young turn to the fathers. So I honestly believe, whether that's business, spiritual, soccer, whatever, I think the best product is always the collaboration of both.
Mm-hmm.
I really do believe that is, like, every idea is the best when it's a collaboration.
Yeah.
You know, because
there's so much wisdom that comes from people who have, from experience, you know, and I think you're foolish to think that you can't take that wisdom into consideration, or, you know, because then, oh gosh, I had a good thought and I was watching the dog.
Stole your dog's bone.
oh, it's fine. What's Buddy gonna do? Bark at him?
Yeah.
Zeus, you play away with that thing.
He's gonna eat it tomorrow and be like,
just don't hit the camera,
touched it.
Zeus. Zeus is about to hit the camera.
I think that's what I was picturing. Whenever.
He's okay.
Shoot.
It was good. It was good. Yeah, I just think that's the best. And like, that's why I'm asking so many questions about that, because that's something I desire to see, is like the old, even myself at my age, embracing the young, but the young also embracing the wisdom of the old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because the expression, like, well, I call it expression, but like you said, the game always evolves. Like the expression of business, I mean, look at COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how much we order online most of the time if we go out to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't do that before COVID.
Yeah.
You know, like the expression is always changing, but I don't know. And a lot of the times it's the younger generation that has those ideas of what expression works or whatever.
But those ideas are always built off some foundation that's been there before.
Right.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Well, this has been a very delightful conversation, Maurice. Thank you for doing this.
You guys.
We kind of
roasting.
Yeah, we kind of corralled Maurice into this, like literally like an hour before. We're eating dinner. We're like, hey, since you're here, we might as well do a live, right? She's like, what is that?
Well, I love the idea, and I'm excited to watch the
Absolutely.
Under 21?
Well, we've got, let's see, today's the 5th, so we've got 23 days of February left. And then my goal after that is to be doing like an interview. Like this would be more of like a long form type interview where I would make it like a little bit more structured. Today, we're just kind of like flying off the cuff, but that's what I want to do. And like what you're talking about, being secure as a leader, like that's part of what I want the table to be. Like I want, even spiritually, like I want people that believe differently where we can sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the heart of racism. I think that's the heart of a lot of things, is we don't take the time to, you don't even have to agree. I think when you're just scared to try to understand. You know what I mean?
That's insecurity.
Yes. And when you don't try to understand, you're actually weakening what you really stand for.
That's a very great way to put it.
You know?
Yeah.
So I want to welcome that, and I want to help people strengthen what they believe by hearing my opinion, by hearing other people's opinion, by hearing experts speak about different things. That's what this table is all about. It's strengthening what people believe. And so thank you for sharing your stuff tonight. I know you've got a wealth of more, but I can see all of our eyes getting heavier and heavier. So, hey, thank you to all of you guys, Christian, Donna, all of you guys that interacted. Thank you so much. If you're watching this on the replay, feel free to share a comment or a heart or whatever. If this has really been helpful for you, this would be helpful for a lot of people, parents, leaders, employers, tons of people, teachers, all sorts of people. So, oh, look, see, you already got some hearts right there. Come on. Somebody just threw some. Was that you, Megan?
Nope. That's
okay.
I
I thought it was like, oh, that's Megan. So thank you for those that hung out. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Not sure the time, but hopefully not at 10:51 p.m. as it is right now. But I'll be back here. Will you? We'll
Sure.
see. We'll see.
Let's do it.
Megan, I like when you do it with me, Megan.
You guys are a good
I
team.
like you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I hope so. 17 years married. Let's go. All right. Oh, yeah. Let's go. All right. So, hey, thank you guys for hanging out. We are going to go to bed.
Yep.
See you guys. Peace out.
Thanks, guys.